My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Geminis. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing your general reading, your past, present, future, 9-card spread. I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and finish off with 3 yes or no answers for thee. So let's get started with your reading. Okay, the general card is Temperance. Let's look at the first row. You start off with King of Swords, one of your beautiful cards. Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. And then the Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire placements. Okay. You know, the past looked incredibly beautiful on so many levels because, well, yeah, here was you. I mean, it could always still be you in current times, but having this excellent plan on heading off towards this beautiful daydream, and you have so much motivation and inspiration, at least, even if it was, took place in the past, the fact that it took place at all is very important on so many levels. Because, this is where even the High Priestess, though we haven't come across the High Priestess, but this is kind of like gathering all the, the past, memories and all kinds of like information, for future moments and stuff like that. But it looked like that you pretty much had this excellent, beautiful idea, child, and daydream, and it more or less just opened up this, this passionate, knight in shining armor kind of individuals, in the sense where you thought, okay, I know exactly how we're going to go about this, and I feel incredibly motivated. Because, it's like when you have the tools, when you're pretty much, you have the necessary materials, resources, ingredients, to be creating a beautiful daydream of whatever it may be in other ways, that could pretty much also accentuate your sense of confidence, strength within you, but also your sense of motivation and passion within you as well. Because I love the fact how the Temperance, your opposite side of Sagittarius, showed up as the general thought for today's reading. So, but anyway, let's look at current times. Though you might feel somewhat directionless at first, and then you get the Two of Swords, and now you get the Eight of Wands. Okay. Sometimes it can happen, when you're actually, like changing course, or maybe, like one moment you feel like you're on top of the world, the next you pretty much start doubting yourself, questioning yourself, and suffering from like lack of clarity and faith in other ways. But here it's pretty much just thinking, okay, we're incredibly, passionate right now, but somehow, well, this could also be an unforeseen circumstance that kind of caused you to maybe doubt yourself in other ways. But yet here you were able to kind of grasp your sense of reality again, and to say, okay, it's like we may have, suffered from maybe this unforeseen circumstance, but it's, we still know exactly where we're heading off towards, and here's fast movement and maybe an overseas opportunity or any kind of traveling, that is going to be taking place at the end of current times for that matter. Because in the future, you get Tower, Aries energy, major arcana. Three of Swords, one of the card I pulled for the vampire. And then you get Two of Cups. I think you're mostly worried about the future. And I think, you're worried about this, big unforeseen change, heartbreak, and that's, other people are not going to, follow you, or there might be some kind of breakup, divorce, or some kind of contract deal that's not going to be benefiting you in other ways. Yeah, the thing is, it's like just because these cards show up, because to me they mostly will mean in the sense of actually thinking, okay, it's like it's kind of like a pre-warning kind of like idea and suggestion of what could potentially happen in other ways and stuff, because it's like with any kind of like movement and development, this could pretty much just be a beautiful silver lining change that's heading off towards stuff like that. And yes, this could be still a silver lining heartbreak where you pretty much have to do some metaphorical sacrifice in other ways, but yet it's still going to be somewhat painful. And here it's pretty much like it could also be that you have to kind of like resign from something, or just kind of pull away from something, or let go of something, shed what's not benefiting you in other ways as well. But yeah, this is kind of, I think that you're mostly worried about the future, thinking, well, what if it doesn't work out? I have this very beautiful, idea child, this very beautiful Page of Cups and stuff like that, but what if people don't like it in the end? Well, nothing ventured is nothing gained, is what I have to say for now. So for clarification, King of Swords, you got Wheel of Fortune. Wonderful. So it looks like that hard work paid off. Having an excellent plan will pretty much, will provides an excellent outcome of whatever you were doing and will give you all the luck and fortune in the past. And that's really good to have a good sense of planning to know which direction you're heading off towards in other ways. Because the thing is, it's like when you have the resources, available to you, to actually start, heading off towards this beautiful daydream of whatever it may be, eventually hard work does pay off because you have this excellent, strategic plan that you're heading off towards, actually gathering all the necessary resources. Or this could even be waiting for like maybe some kind of like, what do you call, inheritance of some kind, or maybe you're one of those humans that runs off to casinos to earn your fortune like that in other ways. But yeah, it just showed that hard work did pay off for you. For the Page of Cups is very beautiful idea, child. You get the Prince of Skulls and Knight in Shining Armor in other ways, in the sense that this very beautiful idea, child, is in a slow but yet certain development. And that's with anything, whether it's, an actual human, development inside the mother's womb or something, or there's any kind of like, product, food, drink, or anything that is being made. Here's a beautiful idea, child. Here's a beautiful daydream, and it's in a slow but yet certain process in the form of development. And that is actually a really good, mindset to have is, sometimes patience is key, though I'm just a big hypocrite when it comes to patience, mind you. But the thing is, with any kind of like when you're, creating something, I mean, the thing is, it's like my idea, child, is to actually, present a wonderful performance on All Hallows Eve with the Danse Macabre. So, and the thing is, it's like, I know how, patience is also important, to actually, head off towards the All Hallows Eve on October 31st. But yet, the thing is if you know that it's still going to be a wonderful, beautiful outcome either way, then patience was worth it in the end. So here's your motivation of the Knight of Wands, and here you get the second Page of Cups, Daughter of Grail. So here, it's like it could be like an unforeseen movement and development, but it could also be that you're also incredibly motivated on, on keeping, this idea, child, this very beautiful daydream alive by thinking, okay, we're just not going to give up. And sometimes, it's like patience is key, but sometimes, with any kind of like self-doubt, lack of faith within yourself, sometimes, that could even cause you to feel like you're the Knight of Swords in other ways, where you just think, goodness, it's like, we were so close to achieving this beautiful dream of whatever it was, but yet we pretty much, thought, let's not deal with this right now, right? Because for the Knight of Swords, you get the Four of Cups. Now, this is an interesting combination because, you could also feel kind of directionless, and you could also be heading off or, to be receiving an offering that could actually put you in a sense of hesitancy in other ways. Because, the thing about other people, it's like, the thing about other people is if they are the ones that even could question and doubt your hard work and motivation and stuff like that, or especially those making beautiful daydreams of yours, and then at first they were all just kind of just waving it off, thinking, yeah, that's never going to happen and stuff. So eventually it does happen. And then, you're put in a kind of a vulnerable spot. Sometimes, these other people, they want to kind of think, okay, how can I actually to achieve, maybe a potential partnership in other ways. But I'm wondering why you could suddenly be hit with hesitancy. What's holding you back from, embracing new ideas, new help, new guidance, new support, and new offerings for that matter? Because for the Two of Swords reversed, you get the Star. So here it is that you pretty much just think, I'm not going to allow other people to join me because I know exactly which way I'm heading off towards. And on one side, I find that honorable and I respect, people's decisions, where you're pretty much going to be heading off towards this beautiful star wish fulfillment. And then you don't want other people around to actually say, okay, we'll join in on this beautiful project. Yes, we were also highly skeptical about this outcome, but now that it looks like it's turning into a very beautiful, realistic dream, why not? And I think, it's like a lot of humans, they pretty much just think, it's like, I did this all by myself, and why should I be, allowing other people to join me in this new voyage and stuff like that. I mean, I've come across hundreds of humans in the past where, this one person had a very beautiful idea, other people just kind of waved it off, laughed at it, mocked it, ridiculed it for that matter, and then, suddenly, their beautiful product, becomes this really amazing, grand idea and stuff like that, and then people that once were highly skeptical about it, they pretty much just think, Okay, it's like maybe, if we can kind of sweet talk this person, well, maybe they'll allow us back into their lives. And here you are just saying absolutely not. Because here I am heading off towards my beautiful star wish fulfillment. Even though it is Aquarius card, your brother, sister, air sign for that matter. Because here's this fast movement and confident city with strength, Leo energy, and this is what I like to see. Is when you pretty much when you felt like that, you were faced with everything by yourself, where you pretty much just thought, this beautiful idea of mine was just only mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and stuff like that. Well, here I'm in confidence city because either confidence heading towards you or you are heading towards it, but there's so much confidence, strength, and so much passion within yourself, and that's a really good combination to have because the thing is, it's like well, why should you allow other people back into your lives? It's like if the vampire that turned me were to come back, I mean, I told my human familiar, I said most likely not that I would embrace him in my arms and stuff like that. But then he more or less just points out to say, well, you said most likely not. It's not a guaranteed no. You didn't say absolutely not. You said most likely not. So the thing is, that's kind of like the hesitancy of anything where you pretty much just think, okay, it's like if somebody were to come back into your lives and to say, actually I was wrong about you, or actually look at how big and grand and beautiful you are and stuff like that. In a situation like that, I would most likely say absolutely not. Just leave me alone and get lost. Why? Because, it's like, the fact that I was abandoned in the first place already puts me in a situation because it more or less just makes me think about the Three of Swords of thinking, well, you actually literally, turned me into this monster creature that it took me many years to actually come to terms with. But here in your situation, it's always good to sometimes go on solo journeys. Though with any kind of big change and stuff like that, I do see Three of Pentacles of eventual collaboration. But mind you, I mean, the thing is it's like, I wonder if you could eventually, how can I phrase this? I mean, you are a mutable sign because I was just even thinking about it, like, how, or at least, while I was actually, just, waking up from my slumber, is, just thinking, okay, I'm a cardinal sign. But what about the mutable signs? You have this one idea and sense of whatever it may be, but then you guys just kind of, you also kind of morph off into different directions as well. So maybe with this upcoming change, it's going to actually, will still, will you open up new ways for you to actually think, what? Actually, I might accept that Four of Cups offering, that I mostly just kind of declined in current times, or I was also hesitant and skeptical about. But now with this big change on the rise, I probably, need to have some help, guidance, and support and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, it's interesting, to have a design like this because, it's like if you look at this, all this, machine and stuff like that, the spinning wheel, I remember my mother used to make our clothes with that. And if you look at the spider in the corner, it's also about just kind of working together. It's kind of like the spider, gives off its silks, and then this vampirist can actually start, creating, this beautiful product of whatever it may be in other ways. But yeah, for the Three of Swords, you get the Magician, one of your cards next to Virgo. So you could be actually facing, potential heartbreak in the future, but that's actually motivating you to want to start wanting to manifest something in other ways. So I'm wondering if you could potentially be hoodwinked in the future, but here you are pretty much just thinking, okay, it's like you broke my heart, or, there could be some kind of heartbreak, maybe from this unforeseen circumstance. And here's what I actually mostly, want to try to help you avoid. I would listen to that Four of Cups, gut instinct and mindset of yours, because the thing is what I'm kind of seeing here is this big change is opening up new opportunities for other people to join into your group, your product, your project, whatever it may be. And so, but here, it's like, the heartbreak could be from somebody that's going to actually maybe try to, take over, or maybe they're going to claim it for themselves, and it's going to put you in a sense of thinking, I trusted you. How could you do this to me? You really broke my heart, and then it's pretty much putting you in a mindset and, passionate, moment of actually wanting to start manifesting something in other ways. Because the thing is, it's like, I'm wondering, if this heartbreak could also lead off towards, this kind of breakage of some kind of partnership or collaboration that once looked promising, but then other people are now going to start either trying to dominate or try to just say, what, we're going to actually take Gemini's hard work and stuff like that. And here you could also be, manifesting a different outcome or something, or trying to, mend a potential heartbreak. Because And with the Two of Cups reversed, you get Five of Swords. You will definitely be winning some big battle. So what I'm kind of seeing here is, you could be, facing some heartbreak coming up soon, but here you are actually going to be manifesting and preparing yourself for this upcoming battle. And it's going to put you in a serene and at peace and balanced mindset, even if it is your opposite sign. Of course, you could also have Sagittarius placements. But it's actually mostly just thinking, okay, it's like some person or people, they try to copy my idea. They try to, do whatever it took and stuff like that. I mean, I even, was even thinking about that the first time I actually started doing my vampire tarot business, because I was just wondering, A, is there another person who's doing vampire tarot? Most likely not, because the human, most likely also helped me out with guidance and support as well, thinking, okay, there's not, or maybe you're the only vampire tarot reader. I mean, of course, I am the actual vampire for that matter. But the thing was, is, I also, had my, hesitancies about thinking, well, what if other people also open up these channels, also pretend they're vampires, also just have these vampiric thoughts and feelings and stuff like that. And what if other people, even start, leaning towards that? That would put me in the heartbreak mode, because I'm the actual vampire, and other people are just practically just, impersonating vampires for that matter. But here it is, like, well, you thinking, I don't need other people around and stuff like that, because here you are winning some big battle of claiming your product and project again. Because your special vampire card says Wheel of Fortune. You'll get luck and fortune on your side in the end and stuff like that, because it's like maybe somebody was, could be trying to steal your idea, which was one of my greatest fears when I even started this. And then other people, they might even look at me and say, well, what is this channel and stuff like that, because we came across other vampire tarots, and what is this vampire tarot from this Gabriella person, and is this an actual vampire? Well, I keep to myself. I'm not exploiting myself in the way of thinking, oh yeah, look at me, I'm this 301-year-old vampire, yay, look at me. No, because a real a vampire, doesn't go out and just say, oh yeah, look at me, I'm a vampire, I'll do whatever it takes. No, because we keep to ourselves, and that's the thing, is, you could also be facing, some person that's going to try to steal, your product and project away from you, but then you might win, this legal case in the end, or you might gain your fame and fortune again in the future as well. Because Oracle says rebellion, upstart, tumult, and revolution. So the thing is, it's like maybe you are going to be winning some big upcoming battle, stuff like that. It's going to be this new revolution for you. It could be some tumultuous times for you, and it could also put you in a bit of an upstart. But I just think that sometimes, it's like, when other people are going to try to move in on your beautiful idea, your product, your idea child, because first they were highly skeptical about it, and then later on they were actually just thinking, you know what, Gemini has this excellent, beautiful idea. Let's just try to partner up with them, and maybe we can try to, create our own version of whatever Gemini was doing and stuff like that. And here you were pretty much just saying, absolutely not. No way, am I going to allow you guys to run off with my product, because you guys already tried to break my heart and stuff like that, but now I'm just going to be winning the battle in the end. Okay. Well, what an interesting reading, but very passionate and powerful. But I'm going to have to finish off with 3 yes or no answers for thee. For number 1, you get a no with the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Speaking of the 3 of Swords, thank goodness this one came in reversed, and it's yes for number 2. And then you get the King of Swords again reversed, the second one in reverse, and this is another no. So you get at least 1 yes and 2 no's in today's reading. My beautiful, amazing Geminis, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now, but if this reading resonated for Geminis out in this world, please feel free to browse. Even if you have Gemini placements in your rising, moon, Venus, where have you, in other ways, please feel free to always check it out if you ever need some guidance and support from a vampire. But other than that, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to love readings, so for now, I'm just doing general and love. But I'm also open for personal readings. If anybody's ever interested, let me know in the comments section below that you want a personal reading from me. I'll respond to you with my email. But other than that, thank you so much again for joining me. I love you guys incredibly. I will wish you all the best of luck on this very beautiful journey of yours.